Welcome to the Ask Dr. Nima show. Once again, we've had some questions about breakups, not only in the personal domain, but also in the business domain. So we thought, since the principles are the same, and I've been through both, why don't we combine the two and answer the question in this episode.
Dr. Ed Osborne writes, I had a bad breakup with my associate, doctor, and business partner. I'm resentful and stressed. Is it wrong to feel this way? And Alexandria writes, any tips on helping me cope with the stress of a breakup?
Breakups, not an easy thing. When I see a person under stress and I ask what's going on in their lives, quite often a breakup is to blame. Now, if you're an entrepreneur or you run a company and you have a business and you're going through a breakup as well, you'll notice that the situation, the feelings, the stories, the dramas that you're going through quite often work out to be the same thing.
How can they do this to me after everything I did for them?
Yeah, I always knew they were no good. You knew it. You saw it, didn't you?
I'll never find another like her. It won't be the same. It'll never be the same. All the sunsets, the vacations, the cuddles.
Where did I go wrong?
My future's been destroyed.
So let's get ourselves out of that situation, look at it from a top-down or overview perspective, and see if we can give you some tips and strategies to dance through it, minimizing the damage so you don't have to actually get sick, stressed, or stuck to the point where your health deteriorates, your relationships deteriorate, and you completely lose sight of focus on your life and the direction that you're meant to go to. I'm here at Westgate Wellness Center Overview Method World Headquarters in Maple Ridge, British Columbia, Canada, but I wasn't supposed to be here. What I was supposed to be doing at this time, according to my fantasy, was traveling the world and continuing my world tour.
Thank you, Malaga! Thank you, Quebec City! Thank you, Melbourne!
My business associates and I were having a discussion about the sale of the practice, and we couldn't agree on a price. And rather than negotiating, they turned around, found a place 3 kilometers down the street, uplifted all of the patient files, and took them there, discounting the prices, taking my other new associate with them. When I got that email, I was distraught. Have a look.
I just found out this morning that my associates, who I basically handed my practice to, over the past couple of months, they've been looking and scouting another location, and within 2 months from now, they're gonna up and take all patients. 3 chiropractors I just lost this morning from my center. And what I thought was, oh no, my dreams are not gonna come true because I have to stay. I have to stay and keep working as a chiropractor, and my public speaking and all that, it's gonna...
So, a breakup of sorts. You'll notice the same thing, whether it's business or personal life. He said, she said, his side of the story, her side of the story. Back and forth, hurt, betrayal, anger, resentment, conflict. And guess what? People actually get sick over the stories and interpretations based on breakups. My job here today is to share with you a few things that might help you gain some insight so that as you're going through this difficult time, you can minimize the damage to yourself and the other people and the planet and your health especially, so that you use this difficult time as a stepping stone to something greater rather than a downward spiral into illness, disease, dysfunction, and depression. Step number 1, allow yourself to feel shit. Stop repressing. Stop listening to all of those people who say, no, it's okay. Don't be sad. Don't cry. You'll be okay. Cry. Allow yourself those feelings. You are entitled to them. And by repressing them and putting them down, you actually promote this crappy feeling longer, and then that energy of repression's got to go somewhere, turning up into anxiety, depression, or any other digestive problem that works as a distraction. Speaking of distractions, so step number 1 is allow yourself to feel crappy. If you need to take an hour, if you need to take a day, if you need to take a week, do not stop yourself from expressing those feelings. The first step is to bring them up and allow yourself to feel them. Step number 2 is a very interesting one. Instead of getting furious, it's wiser to get curious and identify the specific emotional charge. In other words, identify the feeling. This is what we do in the overview experience, or when I'm doing a consult one-on-one with people, is when we go through an event, what ends up happening is you all of a sudden feel a whole host of feelings. It's wise for you to sit down and identify the specific charge. The third step, after you've identified the feelings, just know that these feelings happen because you have taken an event that's really neutral and you've made an interpretation about the event and you've created a story about you. And that story usually boils down to one of a few things. I'm not good enough.
Must be because I'm not good enough. I always knew it. Ever since I was a kid, I was always second best all the time. Never good enough.
I'm not worthy of love.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die alone.
I am weak, stupid, I am inadequate. So what you're going to do is, once you identify the belief, what you want to do is in that moment, identify how those beliefs are not true. In other words, come up with evidence to support the non-validity of those erroneous beliefs. Is that really true that you're not good enough? What is it that you do excel in? Who are you well connected to? Where are you a genius in? And find evidence to support the non-validity of that disempowering belief. Once you've done that, you're ready for the next step. Step number 4. Sit in the feelings of the other person. What are their fears? What are their feelings of inadequacy? Why should they, at that moment in time, given their education, their intelligence, their mental state, why should they be behaving exactly as they're behaving? Completely detach from your story and get into their perspective. That, my friends, is one of the biggest challenges that you will face in interpersonal communications and in day-to-day life in general. Your ability to disengage with your point of view and your perspective and take on the perspective of somebody else. Step number 5, how are you going to grow from this? See, I am of the opinion that depression and most mental illnesses come from our lack of ability to navigate through adversity. You're going through an adversity. Okay, what are you going to do? Sit there and cry about it? All the time, every single day for 20 years, looking back with the beliefs that we should still be together, things should still be going the way that I fantasized about? Well, guess what? You will be constantly pushing a boulder up a hill with those beliefs. How are you going to use this adversity to pull back and use it as a slingshot to move forward? What courses are you going to take? What books are you going to read? What personal development do you need to do to get yourself to the next level? If you're not growing from this, you are deteriorating from this. When I went through my divorce, I got extra training in stress. I got extra training in lifestyle management. At this moment in time, with this adversity going on, the guy that's holding the camera right now was how I responded. I picked up the phone and I said, Stefan, you are coming to Vancouver and we are going to fulfill my dream to finally create the Ask Dr. Nima show, where we can share these tools with the planet, connect with our audience, answer questions, and help serve humanity and make the world a better place using the tools and challenges and struggles that I've gone through. How can you make your mess your message? That, my friends, is the final step. That, my friends, is how you overcome to get busy, get to work, hustle, and expand yourself, so that 1 year from this moment, you look back and go, wow, am I ever a rock star now? And 2, I wouldn't change a thing. One more bonus feature for you guys. Own your part. If you are in a situation where you're going through a breakup, then it's wise for you to take a good, solid, honest look at how you contributed to the situation. Because if you don't own your own part of it, then you're likely going to repeat the lesson in the next relationship, business, or personal. So taking responsibility for your part of it is critical if you want to get the lesson and move forward so that you don't have to repeat the lesson again. It really comes down to owning your part. Own your part. Own your part. You try to walk away, but he keeps breaking your heart. Is now a good time to be making a start? Put away the blame game and make your life your art. Word.
If you want to know what the underlying root cause of every single stress that's going on in your life is, I have a free 20-minute video as a gift to you. Just let us know where to send it and follow the link below.
What the hell are we doing? Really, is this necessary what we're doing? Why do I have to do this as part of the show? Anyway.